My next guest is one of the top prospects in Ireland and the UK. There's a big fight coming up at BAMMA 26 right here in Dublin, and that is Ryan Curtis. He goes up against Aaron Robinson on September the 10th here in Dublin, Ireland. Ryan, first of all, man, great to have you on the show. It's been a while. It's been a while in the making that you've come on with us. Obviously, you've been real busy in the last few weeks. How's it going, man? How's everything going?
Everything's good. Just training hard and getting everything going, you know. So, but other than that, everything's good. Like, you know what I mean. Just on lockdown now for this fight, but you know, I'm enjoying it.
Great stuff. Good. Yeah, you were over obviously. For Connor's camp. I think you were out there for about 2 weeks, Ryan, if that's correct. How was that experience for you? Did you enjoy it? Obviously, it's very beneficial. Gives you a bit of taste for the big show as well.
Yeah, like I was saying to the boys, like you can see how people go off the head, like when it goes from 0 to 100. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's a different way of living altogether, you know. But it's good, like, you know what I mean. It makes, like, I'm self-motivated anyway, so it wouldn't faze me, like, you know what I mean. But it's good to see, you know what I mean. That kind of lifestyle, it's a completely different life, like, you know what I mean. When you come from nothing and then you're strolling into mansions and blading driving Escalades and fucking Mustangs and everything. So yeah, it's a mad life, but it's a good life.
Obviously, as you mentioned there, it's going to motivate you a little bit more. I believe you're over in Team Alpha Male as well, Roddy. Obviously, your head coach, on Roddy from SBG Charlestown, was telling us you were over with the guys in Team Alpha Male. How was that experience for you? Did you learn a lot? Did you sort of, or was it back, like the other way where, you know, sort of people, because they're from the US, they sort of put them on a pedestal? Was it that sort of way? You realise you can hang with them?
Yeah, like I never did. Like, you know what I mean. I didn't think like, I'm not no disrespect, not saying I didn't think anything of them. Like, but like, you know, the first person to say to me like years ago was Chris Field. Like, he was like,
yeah,
listen, you know what I mean. He was over training over in AKA himself and Cotland and stuff, like, and they were telling me, they're like, like, you see them on the telly and you think, do you know what I mean? You think there's something about them.
Bright lights.
You know what I mean? It's like they're in the UFC and everything, you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? When you meet them up close, there's not like jack shit, like, you know what I mean? They're there and you're you, like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's nothing different, like, you know what I mean? So even, like, you know what I mean, over there trying to meet your Roy and stuff, like, you know what I mean? I didn't think, like, even, it was weird, like, I was even bigger than your Roy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a small dude.
You know what I mean? I'm only a flyweight, so, you know what I mean? It was good, a good experience, like, you know what I mean? But, I didn't think, like, you know what I mean? I wasn't going over thinking, like, you know what I mean? When I walked in and first seen them all in the gym, like, I wasn't starstruck or anything like that, you know what I mean? So,
were you impressed with the setup over there compared to back home?
Like, the wrestling is certainly top notch, like, you know what I mean? Wrestling from the outside, like, the wrestling against the cage is like, you know what I mean? It's okay, like, but definitely the wrestling on the outside, like, obviously they used to grown up and wrestling all their life, like, on mats and stuff, like, you know what I mean? But like that whole pedigree wrestling, like, but everything else was like, you know what I mean? I was like, I wouldn't be far off what you'd get here, like, you know what I mean?
Of course.
Even some of the people here, like I found be better, you know what I mean? So,
you know, people mention the big egos down there in Team Alpha Male. I know Uriah. I've had, you know, Uriah's been on the show with us here a number of times. I've met him at events and things like that. I interviewed him overseas. He's a lovely fella, but there's one or two other lads in the gym. I'm not going to name names now that are a bit douchebaggy-ish. Did you clash with anyone? Did you have any run-ins with anyone in training? Because I hear they're guys that like to spar quite hard as well.
Yeah, no, it was weird. Like, you know what I mean? I just found like Uriah was cool, and it, like, you know, it was really nice. Cody Garbrandt was cool. Like, he just, when I walked into the gym, he just bounced over and was like, "Oh, what's up? I'm Cody, this, that." Like, you know what I mean? And I was just thinking, I know how you are, like, you know what I mean? Like if anybody out of the gym, I would say, like, deserves recognition, it's that guy, because he's a killer, but it was like everybody that was in the UFC was okay, but then everybody else in the gym who was like just making their way up was they were all just clowns, like, you know what I mean? I don't know, like, it was because because like I train with Connor, or you know what I mean,
Yeah.
I'm from Ireland or what was up, like, you know what I mean. But they all seem to like, I don't even know if it was because like, you know what I mean, I was going hard and training. They were trying to take me out, so you know what I mean. That's how I go anyway. I try to take everybody out, so you know what I mean. But that's why your lawyer was saying to me, did you sign a waiver or whatever? And I was like, oh no, do I need to? And he was like, well, the guys go pretty hard, and I was like, oh yeah, well no problem, because I'm going to be coming for them as well, like, you know what I mean. I told him before spar anyway, like, you know what I mean. I wasn't going to go in there and be, you know, bitch, like, you know what I mean. I wasn't pulling no shots either, like, so you know what I mean. So they tested a few powerful things on me anyway, so you know what I mean. We were going back and forward, but I wasn't going in there like to be like, oh, I'm going into Team Alpha Male, you know what I mean.
Of course.
So I was going in to put on them too, like, you know what I mean. Because that's what happens anyway. You get new guys in the gym and be like, you think you're some fool or whatever, like, this guy is just in, like, we'll throw him in and whatever, like, you know what I mean. But I wasn't letting that happen, so.
I'm sure you'll meet a few of them down the line anyway in the big show. That right?
Yeah. Well, that's the plan anyway. Like, you know what I mean.
Obviously, the Ultimate Fighter has been it's the flyweight edition, that's coming up in September. You're 2-0. Obviously, you have to be 4-0 to get in there. 3-0. Sorry, 3-0. You have to be 4-0 to get in the house. We'll talk about that in a second. Was there any consideration of maybe taking a fight earlier to try and get into the house?
No, like what, like, you know what I mean? What do we want to go into lockdown for in a house for 6 weeks when I can stroll into the UFC anyway? Like, you know what I mean? It's you know, I don't think like I have to go the Ultimate Fighter route to go in. So why bother? Like, you know what I mean? From what I heard, it's not a pleasant experience anyway. Like, you know, it's an experience nonetheless, but the boys were telling me it's not a pleasant one, like, you know what I mean. Let's call a spade here. It's designed to make you go off the head for TV, like, you know what I mean. So why would I go in and do that, like, you know what I mean? If it was a last resort option, then maybe, but like, you know what I mean, it's not like I'm not facing a last resort option, so you know what I mean. It's all, I wouldn't be going crazy to go in and do that, like, you know what I mean. If they're putting champions in a house to get to all fights out to come fight Demetrius, they haven't exactly like a stud lineup for like in the flyweight division anyway, you know what I mean. That's something, like, you know what I mean. So you know, I think I would have been, I could just go straight in anyway. Like, obviously not now, but with a couple of more wins and a couple of more fights, you know what I mean, I could just go straight in. So, and then, you know what I mean, I'm not stuck on an Ultimate Fighter contract or none of that shit. So,
exactly. You've got a taste for it now.
I'm looking for the big blood.
I was just going to say that to you, because of the flyweight division in the UFC and the way it is. Obviously, you said there it's not the most stacked division in the world. You know, you get a few wins and you're going to be in there. You know, that's a route, obviously, you want to go down, get in there in a bigger contract. And, you know, it's probably a faster track to probably stay off the Ultimate Fighter show. Is that a fair comment to say?
Yeah. You know, to be honest, like, it's the Ultimate Fighter is tough, like, you know what I mean? It's probably a harder way in, to be honest, like, you know what I mean? But like, there's no point in going. You'd be probably facing better competition if you went straight into the UFC, but like, it's still tough competition in the house, and then you have to fight regular, and it's just, you have to put up all the bullshit too, like, you know what I mean? So that's taxing on the body and it's stressing for the mind and stuff, like, you know what I mean? So why would I want to do that, like, when I can just go straight in anyway, like, you know what I mean? And like I said, not get stuck on a bullshit contract, like, you know what I mean? To get chump change when they get put onto them contracts, so.
I know you have your eye on Aaron Robinson. We'll talk about that fight, obviously, that's coming up in a minute. Is there anyone that you have your eye on in the UFC? Anyone you'd love to have a fight with that you see there you could spank in your UFC debut?
Like, no one sticks out, you know what I mean? That, like I said it before, I don't think that any of them are great, apart from, like, Demetrius is very good, love. Yeah, you have to give credit where credit's due, but other than Demetrius, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Godson's gone back up to bantam. Joseph got sparked, you know what I mean? You know, I think you know, Joseph is good and stuff, like, you know what I mean, but he's reckless. You know what I
that's
mean?
true,
You only need to land clean once. You know what I mean? Especially with the small gloves, and but just see a lot of opening in that wild style. You know what I mean? So, but Demetrius is very good. But like, you know, I think the rest of them make him look better than he is.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know what I mean? That's my opinion on it.
And just you, you know, personally, how you got in, just a bit of a background story. Your uncles are St. Xavier's boxing gym. How did you fall into the line of mixed martial arts? That seems a pretty strange one. Your uncles are boxers.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a crazy one. It was just, you know, I didn't do boxing before, and then even though they owned the gym,
Yeah,
they used to ask me to come up and stuff, but I was busy playing football, like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
I kind of regret it now, like, you know what I mean? It was a bit of a stupid decision, but just like it's an Irish thing, and you just
yeah. Of
grow up
course,
playing well, like it's either boxing or it's football, you know
that's
what I
it.
mean? And unfortunately, I don't want to say unfortunately, because, like, you know what I mean, it was a good childhood, like, you know what I mean, it was a good part of my childhood,
Yeah,
playing football and shit, but you know what I mean, like, I just like look back now and say, like, I could have had like 100 or 200 boxing fights now.
yeah.
You know what I mean, if I going into MMA, but you know what I mean,
Sure,
it is what it is. Like, you can't dwell on stuff like
yeah.
that. So
You're training Everett now, Muay Thai as well, and the boxing.
yeah, everything, like, you know what I mean. So
Were your uncles pissed off at you? Are they pissed off at you that you've gone down this line of mixed martial arts?
no, like, you know, I haven't talked to them too. Obviously, they're old school
Yeah,
boxing, you know what I mean, and
one of the biggest
I
gyms in
like
Ireland.
me two boxing coaches. They're old school boxers as well, but
Yeah,
like, you know, they were happy enough to take me in and stuff, like, you know what I mean. I find just once I'm willing to learn, like, you know what I mean, I show up and I work hard, like, you know what I mean, and I make sure, like, I'm putting in the hours in the gym, you know what I mean. No, like, any decent coach will recognise that, and, like, you know what I mean, if
yeah.
you want to play foosball, like, you know what I mean, people teach you as long as you're interested. So, you know, it's all the same.
Has
Like,
that
I
been
think just once,
has that been
huh?
tough? Has that been tough to stay around? You know, stay focused. Obviously, you know everything that's gone with Connor. You know the fights in Vegas over the last couple of years, and you've been training, you know, in the gym. You know, and seeing that sort of happen. Is it hard to stay grounded? Has it been hard? Has it been a challenge for you as a young lad?
Well, like, to watch Connor do his thing, like,
No, to stay grounded amongst all this sort of
yeah,
the
like,
hullabaloo around Connor.
it's okay, like, you know what I mean. You know, everybody's doing their own thing,
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean. But I know what you mean, like, about the whole thing blowing up, like.
yeah.
But I know I'm gonna be there, so you know what I mean. I'm not going too crazy over it, like, you know what I mean. It just more motivates me to show me what can be, you know what I mean. So
Definitely.
yeah, like, it's a bit inspiring to be around, like, you know what I mean, and especially because I'm in SPG and it's kind of the centre of it, you know what I mean. So.
Yeah, yeah. And upcoming fight, obviously Aaron Robinson. He's a jiu-jitsu guy. We know you like to knock people out. Are you going to give him that opportunity on September the 10th?
Well, he actually pulled out, so we have a new guy
Oh,
in.
you've a new guy. Okay, all right.
Yeah, we have a new guy. Yeah.
When did you find out this?
I found out this yesterday. You know, I was on my way home from
Okay.
training. I got a call off me, my manager,
Okay,
Niall McGrath.
who have you got?
Do you know what? I actually forgot his name. He's another English guy, but I said to Anto, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Just lock the cage and they have to be in there with me. But
Is
is
that unsettling for you? No.
like, no, not really. It is what it is. Like, it's the fight game, innit? It's happened so many times
Yeah,
before.
of
Like,
course.
you know what I mean? Like, my last few fights have just been like that. You know what I mean? So, you know, the thing about it is, if you think you're the best, what you care anyway. You know what I mean? But it's not, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that I was training for a specific person, like, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Like I said, that guy was a bit of a jiu-jitsu guy, so you know what I mean? I don't know much about this guy, but at the end of the day, I'm going in and I'm going forward, like, you know what I mean? Like I always do, and that's where my head's at, you know what I mean? I'm not thinking about nobody else, I'm thinking about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm thinking about what he's doing, I'm a step behind my own game, so you know, I just focus on me.
Yeah, you're a lot of. You don't seem to get hit an awful lot. I remember first seeing you against Grant Carl. I think it was back at Battle Zone up in the Regency. and obviously your couple of your more recent pro fights. Is that half the battle of flyweight? You know, because of the speed and you're so quick that you don't get hit a lot.
Well, like, you don't want to be a punchbag for nobody, you know what I mean? I always just thought that was a smart way to fight, like, you know what I mean? It's like hitting, don't be hit. That's fighting, really, like, you know what I mean? Well, that's the way I like, you know what I mean? But, you know, sometimes when you need to just bite down and just scrap, like, you know what I mean? I have that in me too, but I try and stay away from that because it's like, it's fan friendly and stuff, like, you know what I mean? But it's not good for you. You don't want to be walking around 50 bleeding, drinking your steak through a straw. Do you know what I mean? That's the way I want to. That's the way I want to leave people. I don't want to be left like that. You know what I mean?
100%, man, 100%. Just a final one before we let you go. Obviously, the Three Arena. You know, it's a place that is close to people like myself and yourself on the Irish MMA scene.
Yeah,
to fight there, the Old Point. That's it. Must be really, really special. I know it's near your home as well.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Like, you know what I mean? Just to know what's going on in that building and stuff like that over the years, it's crazy. Like, it's going to be, and especially because of the people I'm bringing. You know what I mean? I'd say I'm bringing the most people on the card. Like, you know what I mean?
I was saying that to Pete earlier on that I remember your fight, a couple of fights at Battlezone. You had some crowd with you at them, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot.
I always bring crowds. You know what I mean? And people are happy to support me. Like, you know what I mean? But I was saying to the boys, Chris was after getting bad news on his fight. If you want to bump me up to the main event, like, you know what I mean? I'm good for that, you know what I mean?
Good stuff.
No, there's a lot of people coming to see me, but I get phenomenal support all the time. So I appreciate everything, you know what I mean? Everybody's always happy to see me do well, especially around where I live and stuff, like, you know what I mean? And it's just an Irish thing as well. People like to see other people do well, I find, for the most part anyway. So it's always good, you know. I love the sport of the Irish, you know what I mean? So
definitely. Ryan, listen, I do appreciate the time, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how your career progresses, and I'm sure that contract isn't too far away. Where can the guys find you on social networks, my friend?
So it's just it's Ryan Chaos Curtis on Facebook, and my Instagram and Twitter is @Chaos Curtis.
Ryan, it's been an absolute
Snapchat and whatever.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Do appreciate the time. Best of luck on September the 10th against your new opponent at BAMMA 26.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
No problem, my friend.
Thank you.